Well, this evening we have Ms. Charnel Sutton here to help us to understand what this product is and why me, my brother, and so much other people have chosen to look at this product and try to invest in it in order to grow our finances and keep it as well. So without further ado, Ms. Charnel Sutton.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Flagler. Welcome us all in your home this evening. So we're getting started. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day, busy schedules on this beautiful Thursday. As we have more daylight in the evening and a warm day after some snow. So a little bit about me. There. All right, so I am one of the leaders in the area of the Team Elite Network, which was actually started by Olympian Curtis Johnson. He now resides in Texas, but lived in North Carolina for a while as well. I am a brand ambassador and coach for Girls Gone Forex, and that is an all-female foreign exchange currency trading program that teaches women how to trade from absolutely knowing nothing to becoming a full-time day trader if they'd like. I am the owner and CEO of Castley Therapies, which is a local holistic health and massage therapy company here in the Triangle area. And I have also founded the Sophisticated Investor Movement. So that is actually where I'm pulling ladies together to make sure they're more educated about all the different markets and spaces and whatever they'd like to invest in. And then also, because I've gotten so involved in this world, love actually trading for myself on a daily basis in the Forex market and also in binary options, which is a different way of trading Forex that I'll also show you a product about as well. So the main reason why we have conversations is that a lot of people are looking for solutions to retirement. They're looking for ways to make it happen because they're seeing how so many have not been able to. And so one of the best things that you need, and one of the only things that you need, is a plan to really make it happen. And so for this plan to really come to fruition, I say there's really three things needed: time, knowledge, and action. Time to allow the money to grow, allow it to compound. Knowledge, so connecting to some tools and resources like what I'm going to show you tonight. And action, because no matter what you learn, no matter what tools and resources I show you, if you don't put those things in motion and actually use your plan and put it in action, then you won't reach the goal you're trying to get to. So I want to read a few stats here, and I'm just going to kind of read them off the screen of the current state of the little guy, which is actually a big majority of our country. 44% of the country do not have $400 of available cash to cover an emergency. 67% have less than $1,000 in savings. We have more payday lenders than we do Starbucks. We know how many Starbucks we have. We have 10 million people who cannot access the banking system. And it doesn't matter if the Dow Jones or any other market doubles, triples, quadruples, or anything. Most people just aren't affected. They're not even involved with it. Most people are just reading headlines. So we want to change that. So this is what we'll who are wealth generators and what we offer. We'll talk about what is digital currency. We'll talk about, the whole cryptocurrency movement and really how you can capitalize on that, and then we'll answer any questions. It's really important if you have any questions along the way, feel free to stop me, let me know. It's very important, especially as we're going over a lot of the cryptocurrency information, that you really understand from step to step kind of how the process works. So this is an overview of wealth generators. So our company has been around for several years now. We are completely international, though we are U.S.-based. We are, of course, accredited A+ by the BBB. We are regulated by the FCC and the SEC. We have our Duns and Bradstreet number. We are a publicly traded company. So we have all that stuff, and we have products and tools and services in the foreign exchange currency market, which is Forex, the stock market, and also now the cryptocurrency market. Our whole mission is to help bring Wall Street to Main Street and help our families really achieve financial fitness, which leads to, of course, to financial freedom. Full disclaimer here, I am not a financial advisor. We are not a broker-dealer, okay? This information is giving you access to tools and resources that you can use on your own to grow your money, and we help you do that. So our overall mission is Find, Grow, Keep. We help people find money they didn't realize they had in their own finances, grow that money in the markets, put it to work for them, and keep more of that money. Because we know it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. So a big part of our Find portion is Deductor. Deductor is a personal financial management software system that allows you to really organize and see what's coming in and what's going out. You can set up plans to eliminate debt. You can link your bank account. You can track your net worth. It's really important to know where you're trying to get to, but to also know where you are today and how you can get there. Our growth piece, of course, is really the foundation and cornerstone of our company. It first was established with just the stock market, but from day one, we have always had experts on staff who have decades and decades of experience in the markets that they are experts in. And they actually do all the research, they do all the analysis, and they put strategies together. With these strategies, they actually deploy them to us, and usually via email or text or through our app, and you can actually place these trades yourself. Now, over time, we've been able to develop several different automated traders, which actually trade for you. So you still have the power and the control, but you actually can connect your account to what the experts are doing, and you can trade how they trade. We also have WG University, which is a full suite of videos and tools and resources if you really want to learn to trade. So we have things on the Forex market, we have things on the stock market, and we're also developing things with the cryptocurrency market. So this is an overview of our products. So just briefly here, Rise is a Forex product. It's one of our flagship products because in the last 3 or 4 years it has not had a losing day. So what does that mean? It means that it has had losing trades, but it has never closed negative in a day. So what that has allowed us to do is receive 2.7% return on investment month after month. So that is a pretty exponential difference from what most people are used to, and it's been very, very consistent. So I actually will show you a screenshot of my own account on the next slide. FX1 is more hands-on. It's actually dealing with our binary options and some more risk-averse Forex trading systems. So it has some auto traders with that, but it also has a lot of live webinars. So live webinars for Forex and for binary options. Crypto, we're going to talk more about. I'll also show you a screenshot about that as well. The equity is our stock market product. It's another flagship product. It has, you know, year after year, 30, 40, 50% growth. And it also has an auto trading component, or you can place those trades yourself. The WG Startup is our crowdfunding business investment platform where we actually have an expert who has years of experience just in the market in general of predicting these companies that are market disruptors, those like Airbnb and Uber and Snapchat. And so as of 2016, the average everyday person is actually able to invest in those companies in a pre-IPO state. So I'll show you guys what that looks like as well. These are 2 screenshots from 2 of the accounts I was just mentioning. So the top corner there is a screenshot from our crypto. We have crypto packages, and they actually pay out daily. So we focus more on the amount of coin that's being paid out, not necessarily the dollar amount, but you can also see the growth in the account and as you're adding up coin in that. The bottom corner here is our Rise screenshot. So this account, you can see I deposited just under $2,000. This account's been going since about June of last year. And as of February 2nd, it actually closed $2,200. So it was already up about 10%. You can see, and just 3 weeks later, the amount of coin I had greatly increased. I went from having 14% of an Ethereum coin to 20% of an Ethereum coin in just 3 weeks. And with my Rise, I'm actually up $60 in 3 weeks. So huge, huge difference. It went from $2,200 to $2,260. So that was $60 of closed profit right there just in 3 weeks. Yeah, I think so. And this is just an update. I wanted to do it up to a whole month. And so even from that, the rise is up another $13 in like, I don't know, a week. And then the crypto was up another 3% of coins in that same amount of time. So from the beginning of February to the beginning of March, I had about 10% growth in my Ethereum wallet. And from the beginning of February to the beginning of March was probably about 3 or 4% in my Ethereum wallet. I mean, in my Rise account. Yep. So pretty awesome stuff. And then so we also have, this is the WG startups that I was mentioning, and these are examples of what we can invest in now as well. We've already had 3 of these companies that we've invested in. No new ones have been released yet. But what can happen with $100 in a few short years, as you can see in these market disrupting companies, is that a few short years later, as of June 1st, 2017, $100 would have been either $2 million, $1.2 million, or $250,000. Pretty good return on investment with that. So those are the kinds of companies that we look for with that as well. And so with our keep function, we use Deductor for that as well. So it's a really all-encompassing software system. So you can actually track mileage. You can track any expenses you have. You can print out a very nice tax report. So this time of year, when your accountant or tax preparer is charging you per hour, well, guess what? You're not taking in a shoebox and faded receipts and looking for stuff. It's all in Deductor, and you are all up to date all year long, and you will save a lot more money with your tax accountant or preparer, but you also will save a lot more money throughout the year because you will have everything that you need tracked. We also have WG Money, which is a full software suite that you can walk through step by step. Other ways that you can save money throughout the year, and also eliminate debt and get your finances and credit in order. So, crypto! Woo! All right, so let's get into this. So what is virtual currency? Basically, it's just a payment that exists in electronic form. So, so even now locally here at Crabtree Valley Mall, you'll see these ATMs. They're Bitcoin ATMs. And unlike traditional ATMs where people normally go up to them and try to get money out, people are actually putting money in to buy more Bitcoin. So that is an actual virtual currency transaction that's happening. And how that is actually taking place is with something called blockchain. Blockchain is just a digitized ledger that tracks every single transaction that happens with these coins. It is completely cryptic, but it has its own checks and balances system built into it. So it literally has what are called confirmations that keep it safe and keep everything valid and true. So bringing that together, what is cryptocurrency? Well, it's a virtual currency that uses blockchain to function, okay, to process transactions and to move currency. It is completely decentralized and it's completely deregulated. What does that mean? It means that no bank controls it and no country or government has control of it. That's why a lot of them are working to get on board now, because if you can't beat them, join them. So this is something that has its own security system built into it via the blockchain we were just talking about. But there are now ways that the average everyday person can start to capitalize on these virtual currencies. And so the one way, of course, is by mining. What is mining? Mining is what I would just like to call the creation of the cryptocurrency. Money is printed, cryptocurrency is mined. Okay? So creating the cryptocurrency means that you are a miner. You're mining for the currency. So different algorithms and equations are solved that produces a certain percentage of these coins. Your hash rate is the power behind what you do. So however much coin you're looking to create in a certain amount of time, the more hash rate is going to be required. I say it's the power behind it because it controls the speed. It controls basically how much you can create in a certain amount of time. So hash rate is going to be one of the key factors in your mining. And of course with that, the equipment that is needed is going to be some of the best equipment that you're going to want to have, because it is constantly working. It's not something you just kind of do and it's just running in the background. Like, it's creating a lot of heat, it's using up electricity, which is why a lot of people have a hard time mining for themselves. So what we actually have is we have mining facilities. We have them in Hong Kong, we have them in Iceland. Why? Because electricity is cheaper and it's colder there. Perfect reasons to invest in mining facilities in those countries. And we own them. And we are now able to provide leasing contracts to the individual servers and the equipment. And that's actually how you can capitalize. So by purchasing these crypto mining contracts, you're actually now able to mine cryptocurrency, and it's paid directly to you. So that goes back to the screenshot I showed you in the beginning. Their contracts themselves are for the lifetime of the equipment, okay? So before we were more at just 1,200 days, but we're realizing that the equipment goes for a lot longer than that. So maybe somebody can get 1,300 days or 1,400 days out of their equipment. And so that's what we want to capitalize on with these contracts. And so what exactly do we mine? There are 4 different currencies that we mine. So with cryptocurrencies, there's over 2,000 coins. We specifically mine Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Monero, and Dash. So with these, we have a special algorithm that will actually pick which cryptocurrency is going to be the most profitable that day, and that's what we'll mine. It always pays out in Ethereum. Now, I always like to tell people about Ethereum because a lot of people are very familiar with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the most valuable coin right now. It's the front runner. It's kind of the first to market. So that's what a lot of people associate cryptocurrency with. So Ethereum is the second most valuable coin. But we really see how it's poised to either keep up with Bitcoin or completely surpass it. Ethereum's network is what makes it really unique. So I always compare Ethereum with Sprint, okay? So Sprint and Boost Mobile. Yes, we know, Sprint and Boost Mobile. All right, so Boost Mobile uses Sprint's network, right? So which one is the most valuable? Sprint, absolutely, all day long. And without Sprint, there is no Boost Mobile, correct? Right. So same thing with Ethereum. There's over 20 coins now that actually use Ethereum's network to function. So these developers and all these people are placing their whole viability on Ethereum's network. That's how powerful it is. That's something that Bitcoin can't do. So we have seen where Ethereum has had a tremendous amount of growth in the last year, where Bitcoin has had 800 to 900%, Ethereum has had actually 8,000 to 9,000%. So even with all the fluctuations and things in the market now, Ethereum is still up a whole lot from where it was, because it was only maybe about $15 or so this time last year. So we definitely see a lot coming with Ethereum, and also a bright future for it. So speaking of the future, we don't really know what's going to happen, right? I mean, full disclosure, all this stuff could just blow up tomorrow, but we don't foresee that happening. What we don't know is if it's going to completely erase and wipe out the dollar. But we do know that it is set up and the infrastructures are in place for it to be around for a long time. What that looks like, we're not quite sure, but we do know that there have already been millionaires created, probably a few billionaires, and that there's still plenty of market space to create more. And so that's why we want to capitalize now. So there's 3 different ways that you can interact with cryptocurrency. You can trade it, you can mine it, or you can buy it. The trading it is kind of the traditional buy and sell function of trading. Mining is the creation we just talked about, and buying would just kind of be like a buy and hold. So you're locking in at that value, whatever it is that day. So the way we help people mine is because you can actually take smaller investments and benefit over time on its growth, much faster than if you just buy it. So here's an example. If you had $50 to invest in crypto, you had a choice between a $5 coin and a $50 coin. If in 12 months the $50 coin was now $100 and the $5 coin was now $50, then you would have actually been able to buy 10 of the $5 coins. So now you would actually have $500 instead of just $100 because you would have only been able to buy one of the other ones. So that's a 5-time growth return on investment that you would have potentially missed out on if you would have went more of the buy-in route and locked in that value versus getting more of the property, getting more of the coin itself. You capitalize on the growth in a much more exponential way. So here is just kind of, you haven't seen anything about Bitcoin and haven't seen the chart. I mentioned the growth a little while ago, and so you can kind of see how it really has taken off over the last year and just had this crazy spike. It hit about 20,000 per coin, and then, you know, that's really where it peaked out. But just tremendous what we've seen. It still hung out around $10, $11, $12, $13,000 per coin. And so we've seen, again, similar growth with Ethereum. The end of December, it was just under $800. The end of January, it peaked out around about $1,350 and closed the month just over $1,100. So we saw almost a double in just a month there with Ethereum. So here's kind of a hypothetical example of what could potentially happen with our generator crypto package. This is based on just how it's performing today. We have no clue what it will look like in, you know, at the period of the 1,200 days. But as it's performing today, you get an average daily deposit of 0.0016 of an Ethereum coin every day. So after about 1,200 days, you would have just over 2 coins that you have now mined, and it's in your personal wallet. So if we just assume that Ethereum was over $3,700 in 3 years, then your Ethereum wallet would actually be worth $7,613. This is based off of a one-time $500 investment for the generator crypto package. So that's actually over 1,500% return on investment in your wallet. Yes, very, very awesome. That's, oh yeah, that's at 3,700. That's a very conservative prediction. Yes, so pretty powerful stuff. So with our packages themselves, we have a $500 package, a $1,000 package, a $2,500 package, and a $5,000 package. The only differences with these packages is the hash rate. Now we talked about that's the power, that's how much coin you're going to actually be able to create in this 1,200 day plus period. That is the determining factor with the pricing there. And the only other cost associated with it is a $99 setup fee. So the mining itself starts within 10 days, okay, after you set up your package, and also you need a wallet that accepts Ethereum payment. The contracts themselves you can purchase with Bitcoin, or you can do a wire transfer. SafePay is for our international customers. I usually tell people the main difference is with Bitcoin. With with Bitcoin, if you don't already have it, it may not necessarily be worth it to buy it to get the package because there are so many fluctuations in the market. So we've actually been able to make it easier for people because the fluctuations could cause the value in your account to change before you get a chance to even buy the package. So if you don't already have it, I normally just recommend the wire transfer. We are a U.S.-based company, so you're wiring it all the way to San Francisco to Wells Fargo. Usually pretty simple process. So, and these are projections that we have. Again, we don't know what it's really going to look like in 3.5 years plus. We can only base it on what it's actually doing today. Because cryptocurrency, the more you mine it, the more difficult it actually gets to create it. So we're not really sure what's going to happen. We're going to capitalize as much as we can. So this is an idea that if Ethereum is at $1,000, which of course is already close to now, so even if it, didn't change, you could potentially still be profiting quite a bit. I mean, that's a 2.5 or I guess 250% return. But so we're looking at about 2.5 coins for the generator package, about 5 coins for the business package, about 10 coins for the executive package, and about 21 coins for the premier package. And again, these are just potential projections just on how it's already been producing. And you kind of saw in my screenshots earlier, just, even what could be possible in the short term. So we also have a few more exciting products, and I just want to touch base on these briefly just so you know some of the other amazing products we offer. So Crypto Edge are actually more hands-on. It's one of our subscription services, but it gives you the education, analysis, research, and alerts all based on the cryptocurrency market. So again, we already have it for the stock market, we already have it for Forex, and so now we've rolled it out for cryptocurrency as well. These are live, and you can ask questions. There are already trade alerts and things coming out, so you can actually be looking at the market if you're interested in trading. The Crypto One is actually out now. It's still in beta stages. We're actually working on an automated trader for the cryptocurrency market as well. So we already have several auto traders in Forex. We have one for the stock market. So we'd love to have one for the cryptocurrency market as well. So as these trade alerts are coming out, there may be people who just say, you know what, I don't want to place those trades either. So we want to have something for everybody, no matter what your schedule is like, what your time is like. So these are subscription-based services, and some of these services I mentioned in the beginning, so like the deductor, Rise, and a lot of our auto traders are constantly working for you on a daily basis. So aside from our crypto mining packages, which is a one-time purchase, we do have something called the all-in pack. So the all-in pack gives you access to all the other products I talked about outside of the mining packages themselves. So this includes the deductor, the WG Startup, WG Money, WG University, the FX1 auto traders, the Rise itself, and the equity auto trader. Also now Crypto Edge and Crypto One. So for just $200 a month, you get access to all those products. So it's about probably 8 or 9 different ways that you can grow your money, if not more than that, for just $199. It is a tremendous, tremendous service and value in that all-in pack. And of course, if that's something you're interested in, I'd love to talk more with you about that. And also, if you're interested in it, but it's not something you necessarily want to have to pay for month after month, we do have a way that you can actually provide referrals, and the company will actually pay you for that each month. And so you actually would not have to pay the $199 either. So you essentially would be investing and growing your money for free. So I really like that. The money and screenshots that I showed you, I did not have to pay $200 a month for that. And it really is like my money is growing for free. Because there's no other fees or commissions like with traditional financial advising plans or anything like that. Or even if you go to a broker-dealer or a bank, there's no other fees or commissions. So I think it's really cool that you can do that as well. So bring us back full circle. We talked about how we view time and compounding interest, and how we take the traditional 30, 40-year route and make it, 5 or 10 years for some people. And so the monthly return on investment, that's your compounded interest time that you now can capitalize on in the 3 different markets. The knowledge, of course, the tools and the resources that we went over tonight, all the different products from crypto to Rise to all that amazing stuff. And so now it's pretty much up to you. We can help you create a plan. We can tell you more about each of the products and show you more specific results. I have screenshots and accounts for every single product so we can talk about it. And we'd love to help you get started with that. So there's always 3 kinds of people that hear this information. There's those who are like, all right, you had me at hello. I'm ready to go crypto. I'm ready to go all in. And so I'd love to be able to help you get started with that tonight. And maybe you know, I like it. It sounds great, but I do have a few questions. That's awesome too, because that lets me know you were listening and you have some things that I need to clarify for you. So I'd love to be able to take some time and answer those questions and go over anything that I went over tonight or anything beyond that that may have come to mind. And maybe this made you think of someone else that this will be a great investment opportunity for. I'd love to help you with that as well and see if we can talk to them and share this. So at this time, I'd love to open up the floor for any questions you may have, and you know, feel free to chime in.
Hi, I'm Tamika. I don't really have any questions. I think that you kind of clear everything up, but as far as understanding how to do the trade, do I just buy a number of coins and then the system place the coins wherever they need to be, or how does that work?
Okay, good question, good question. So the mining packages themselves, you actually would not buy any coin. You would actually just be purchasing the leasing contract, and it would actually begin to pay you in coin. Now, if you were talking about one of the other products I mentioned that we have that actually does, you can do trading, what you will get are actual trade alerts. So like today, you know, we had in the trade alert to potentially buy Litecoin versus the US dollar because it's at a critical point where it looks like it could be about to rebound and move upward. So that's kind of two different things as far as the trading versus the mining. So with the mining itself, you actually would just be using regular US dollars to purchase a package, and it would pay you in Ethereum. Or you could also take part in some of the live trading webinars and then place those trades manually yourself. If you're not really familiar with it, you know, I recommend maybe going with the package and then taking some time to familiarize yourself with the webinars. But those are both available options. Is that clear? Did that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It makes a lot of sense.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, because I think it's going to have to be something that I'm going to have to learn more about before, you know, I decide to put my money somewhere. Because I really don't. I have to be honest. I'm very ignorant to this side of life, so it's really new to me.
I'm sorry?
I said I'm very ignorant when it comes down to the trading and the Bitcoin. So it's something I want to know, you know, through the reading and the webinars and things like that, so I can understand exactly how it works.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and that's actually why we have the webinars that we do have. And you know, we'll make sure that we get you some other videos and things that kind of break down the initial process. But I really think that you would enjoy a lot of the live webinars that we have. And even some of the email alerts that we get, because the experts themselves always make sure people understand the strategy and the thought processes behind it, what we're looking for the market to do, any updates that happen while we're in trades. And so it's a full comprehensive program that we have with Wealth Generators.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Any other questions tonight?
What happens after your 1,200 days or whatever that number of days? What happens after that?
Okay.
What's package?
Yes, great question. So what happens when our contract is up? So when that particular contract you purchase, whenever that lifetime of the equipment is up, then that particular contract is just over. So the way that I tell people to look at it is you are you're purchasing the rights to lease the equipment, and whatever it makes you in that time frame is yours to keep. So for instance, if you got a $1,000 package and at the end, you know, it made you $1,200 worth of Ethereum, then that's just your return on investment with that. It's completely separate. If you invested $1,000 and it made you $800 of Ethereum, that's your return on the investment. That's what you get. So it's totally up to you if you ever want to buy another package. Some people are saying, okay, well, maybe I'll wait 6 months or 3 months, or some people are getting one a month or every 2 weeks. That's totally up to you. Some people are saying, hey, I'm just going to get this one because that's really the only investment I want to make. But the contract itself is going to be up then. So basically what it means is that you will stop receiving daily payouts. But everything you have up until that point, so if you have 15 coins and Ethereum is $1,000 a piece, then you now have $15,000 worth of Ethereum that from day 1 you can do anything with, or day 1200 you can do anything with, or in 5 years from now you can do whatever you want with it. So it becomes yours every day it pays out. To the 24% of coins that I have now, that money is mine. So if Ethereum decided it wanted to double tomorrow and I wanted to take half of it out, I could do that. So it's kind of free range what you can do with it. It's yours, but after the contract is up, the contract is just up.
But the coin is yours, and it just stays in your wallet.
Yeah. It's in your like that's my personal wallet. I can clean it all out right now if I wanted to. So yeah, that's your wallet. It's yours. There, like
similar in the fact that if you just bought a coin, it would be in your wallet.
Exactly, because you're creating it. Yeah, you're creating it, and it's being paid to you. So it is like buying it, except it's being paid to you from your mining effort. And so that's why a lot of people actually do mine, because they understand that even if I do invest, $1,000 or $5,000 to create this coin, you always typically are going to be able to create it more so than how it's growing. So it's going to be a benefit to you to actually be able to multiply your property versus just locking in a certain value. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, but yeah, the coin itself is paid directly to you. I tell people that your Ethereum wallet or Coinbase, whatever service you choose to use, is your digital bank. It's your account, and nobody can get to that but you. Great question. Ooh. All right. Well, if you guys have any other questions, please connect with either myself or Ed or Maya or whoever has invited you, Robert here, whoever has invited you to look at this information. If you have any other questions, if you would like to see any videos or check out any websites, please let us know. We'd love for you to get your questions answered with us and be able to help you on this process. So, again, thank you for your time tonight. Remember, it's never too late to take the first step. You haven't missed anything with the craze or the trend. But we do encourage you. We don't know what's coming over the next 6 months. We've already seen what growth happened last year. And so we'd encourage you not to wait any longer than you have to. So get started as soon as you can. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.